Hi, I'm Lalita Varahi, and I want to talk to you about a very powerful time for the goddesses for you to invoke them and receive miracles. It's called the Navaratri, or the 9 nights of the goddess, and the one that occurs in the fall season, in the autumn season, is absolutely the most powerful time of the year to change your karma and receive miracles from these goddesses. So we have three main forms for these goddesses, and they are all very beautiful, very powerful. And we always start with invoking Goddess Durga. Why? What are her special qualities? She is very fierce. That doesn't make her bad. She's fierce because she battles demons. And there are some particular demons that can destroy our lives. And they are those that make us feel less than others, that make us feel lethargic, tired, or unmotivated. And those demons don't stand a chance when Goddess Durga arrives. She rules 3 days of this time of the goddesses, the 9 nights. So the three nights that start Navaratri are always dedicated to Durga. And she dresses in red. She carries this powerful weapon. It's a trident, but she has multiple arms, like many Indian goddesses. And traditionally, we say that she holds all the weapons of the gods. When the gods couldn't defeat some particularly evil demons, they gave all their weapons to Durga, who seemed very gentle, if you think about it. She was a virgin goddess, very new to life, because she was born for this purpose of defeating the demons. And despite that, having the Shakti of the goddess has a lot of powers, supernormal powers, because of this Shakti. And Dr. Pillai also said not too long ago that we have started Satya Yuga, the golden age, which is always a time of transition. You know, in the beginning, it's hard to see all this divinity because with all this light, we can see a lot of things that don't go well in the world. And I don't need to tell you what's happening in the world with all these wars and unrest, etc. But it's also a time when the light is so bright, the photon light is coming to the earth plane in such a high amount that we can say we're already in Satya Yuga. And the goddess rules this golden age. So the goddess will be even more powerful during the golden age. So this is a time, whether you're a man or a woman, to connect with the goddess archetype, because they will give you so much power. What power does she give you? A goddess gives you the power of compassion, the power of strength, courage, incredible wisdom, and lots of love. Love can heal the world, can heal you, we can heal ourselves with this love. So Durga comes in and she destroys all these demons that are making you feel that you cannot achieve your goals, that you may be feeling like there's no reason for you to start a project. So she defeats all those forces of darkness. And I've had that experience personally. There was a time when I didn't feel motivated to move forward with my goals. And the goddess, in those 3 nights, I didn't sleep. I just prayed to her. I even lightly fasted. I ate less food just to be more alert. But you don't have to do that. Gave her 100% attention. She completely changed my life. All of a sudden, I had a lot of energy, new ideas, and lots of good things happened afterwards. So I recommend invoking Durga with her main mantra. It's a mantra Dr. Pillai has given us, which is Om Dhum Durgai Namaha. And you will probably find it anywhere online. You can listen to that. Dr. Pillai has recorded different versions of it. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha, or Om Dum Durgayi Namaha. And with this mantra, if you give it some time, and maybe at least 108 times, at midnight, the first night in the West, so in the US, if you're listening from the US, the first night of Navaratri is on the 2nd, because it starts with the first waxy moon after the period of Mahalaya, which is the time when all the ancestors were on the earth plane and they came to be fed, to evolve and live and go into the light. So now the goddesses come in and destroy all the demons. So this is a time to fix your financial goals and receive money miracles after you've cleared the slate. You have a new slate after Durga comes in. So you can ask her to remove, lethargy, fear, and other negative forces that are troubling you. It can be a small thing or a big thing. Right now, I had a little obstacle because some window popped up on my video, so I had to get distracted. So small things like that can also spoil a project, right? But there are more serious things that can happen, but that's why we want to ask Durga to come and destroy all these demons. And after the first 3 nights, which are the first waxy moon, the second waxy moon, and the third waxy moon, just a reminder that the waxy moon means that the moon is going to become increasingly bright until it reaches the full moon, which is full of its fullness, its wish fulfillment, a lot of good things. So the 9 nights after the 9th night, we have the 10th night, but I will tell you that in a little bit. The second 3 nights, the second set of 3 nights, are dedicated to Goddess Lakshmi. Now, everybody needs more money. Dr. Pillai said that whether you're a millionaire, even billionaires are looking for more money. And of course, the average person who needs definitely to pay their, their bills, their rent, or the car payments. So we all definitely can use more cash and wealth in our lives. So Goddess Lakshmi destroys the obstacles that are blocking you from receiving wealth. What happens with these 3 nights? She becomes very fierce. You know Goddess Lakshmi, right? You've seen pictures of her, probably. She's very gentle, very pretty, and very beautiful. And she has 2 white elephants at her sides. And everything, she is the epitome of everything elegant, beautiful, luxurious. But during the 9 nights of the goddess, she comes to destroy demons that cause wealth problems, rather scarcity problems, and even serious problems with poverty and all kinds of misfortunes regarding your finances or homes, unfulfilled wishes. She destroys all that. She's that powerful. In just 3 nights, she can vanquish those demons of poverty. And we invoke her. You can invoke her with Shreem Brzee, which is the mantra, the ultimate mantra for wealth that Dr. Pillai has given us many years ago. And it's not an obsolete, it's not an old teaching. It's forever. It's an eternal sound or sounds of wealth. So you can use Shreem Brzee at any time, but during the 9 nights of the goddess, the 3 nights of Goddess Lakshmi, which is the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th lunar phases, you can ask her particular boons, like destroy this obstacle in the way of my, salary, increase my salary, give me new goals, destroy these demons that are blocking every achievement in my financial goals. Then you can ask her, for example, for a special boon, especially the last night, like the 6th night of the lunar phases. She will give you a gift. I find that the goddess is, after you commit to to them, right? You have to commit with sincerity, with your full heart. For 3 nights, you pray only to them. I've done that. I really recommend it because then you're completely focused. And also, I always make an effort. Like I try to have a cleaner house, everything pretty, pristine. I light lamps, and maybe I do a little offering of light. So a lamp, a ghee lamp or a candle, and some flowers, and then maybe some sweets or fruit. I always offer the goddesses lots of wonderful things, the best I can find, like dried fruit, chocolates, and lights, lamps. I try to make it very pretty. And then I feel like they come in at midnight, and I felt them. I felt them energetically. And it's really a beautiful experience when you connect with the goddess. Maybe you'll cry, or maybe you'll have goosebumps. You'll feel their arrival. And maybe you'll have dreams about them. And maybe intuitively you know that they're there, or you'll see an image, you'll see their faces. I've had that happen to me many times. And so anybody can. I'm not special, so everybody, all of us have a pineal gland, and Dr. Pillai helps us open the pineal gland. So we can see these divine beings, and especially now in the Satya Yuga, be ready, because you will see these beings often, all kinds of beings in the other dimensions. We'll become more aware. I've always been quite aware of the other dimensions, but now more, and I believe everybody's kind of waking up to this reality that we are not just flesh and blood, and that there are so many, we are in a multiverse with so many dimensions and layers of wisdom and beauty and evolution. So now we're talking still about Goddess Lakshmi. On the last day, she sends you a miracle. If it doesn't happen right away, trust, you can continue to pray to her. So trust that these 3 nights are not a waste of time. Ideally, you want to pray to her midnight. So midnight is the official time for praying to a goddess. I don't know why, but Dr. Pillai has revealed that. And as a Siddha master, he knows a lot of secrets about the divine and all these divine goddesses who come to the earth plane on Navaratri. Also, we pray or we invoke Goddess Saraswati. A little thing about the goddesses that we forget: these goddesses already exist within us. In fact, we are the goddess. And the Shakti of the goddess is in everyone, as I said earlier. Men and women have that. And it's the power of compassion, the power of healing the world, the power of changing our lives through love, through wisdom, through vak or speech, auspicious speech, which is the expertise of Goddess Saraswati, this third goddess. The Goddess Saraswati is the vak sound. It's a word that Dr. Pillai has revealed. The vak sound is a Sanskrit word which means the power to speak and manifest. And now, Dr. Pillai has also said that the reason we are here incarnating on earth is because we need to learn not only that we are God, that goes without saying, we need to remember that, but also to manifest, to learn that power that we have control on our lives, that we can have what we want. Ideally, these are legitimate desires, right? We don't want to hurt anyone. Ideally, we don't want to destroy anything. Although removing structures and sometimes people in our lives who are not helping and they're causing us trouble is not a bad thing. And that's what Goddess Saraswati may do for you, may give you a new idea that you need to change that environment, or you may want to visit new places, etc. So Goddess Saraswati is the goddess of wisdom, and we all need her. And she's also the goddess of the golden age because she gives us a lot of wisdom about technology, on how to use it in auspicious ways that support humanity, and not the other way around, to sabotage humanity. It actually makes us better, the technology revealed by Goddess Saraswati. So we can trust her that the kind of ideas, blessings she brings will make you more creative, wise beyond imagination. She will give you the highest wisdom. And wisdom is everything, right? The highest intelligence. It's not logical, it's not rational, but the right thing to do sometimes is illogical. And she will tell you what it is. And she'll make you very, very creative, especially for those of you who are artists, writers, all kinds of people who work with social media, the media in general. She will make you very, very smart about all these things. So pray to her, and the mantra you can use is Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. So that's the mantra for Goddess Saraswati. It's a password. When you recite this mantra, she will come. And you can ask her a special project, like destroy my fear of, I don't know, painting or writing, or remove my ignorance. So that's a good prayer. Remove the demons of ignorance that keep the world in a state of delusion. So they can see the truth, and they can see the higher paths and dharma. Dharma is the word that means righteousness and duty and understanding that you're divine and that you're going, that you're traveling through a divine path, through a divine journey to return to the divine. And then I don't want to reincarnate personally, but you can come back to be even better than you are now. And yes, we're already perfect, but let's be honest with each other. We're never really exactly as we would like to be, right? So we are perfect and divine. However, we have created all these layers through our misunderstanding, through our ego, through our experiences, which have hardened us. Often we harden our hearts. We close our hearts to others, and especially we don't feel the compassion that we're supposed to experience if we are the goddess. The goddess brings you, she softens you, she makes you soft, with a soft heart for the suffering of other people, and also towards yourself, that you realize, why am I doing this to myself? And you can love yourself more. So the wisdom comes through Goddess Saraswati in so many ways that are too many to even mention. Now she rules the nights of the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th waxy moon. And I will tell you a little bit about the 10th day, which is very special. And then I will explain a little bit about the lunar phases from the top of my head, because I haven't prepared a big presentation about it. So as a Vedic astrologer, I can tell you from that point of view what these lunar energies are. So the 10th moon is very special. It's called Dashami. And this one, Dashami, this 10th waxy moon, is called Vijaya Dashami. So the 10th moon of victory. Who is winning? The goddesses have won. They regularly win. The demons don't stand a chance. So if you're afraid that some problems are too big for you to resolve, think again, because it's not true. The goddesses are incredibly powerful, and every time they win, and then on the 10th night, we celebrate. And well, how do we celebrate? Usually we make the house pretty, we offer a light to an image of Goddess Saraswati and all the other goddesses. So Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. If you have a favorite goddess that is not included in these names, go ahead. It's a good time to celebrate and honor the divine feminine, because all the goddesses have Shakti, and they can remove a lot of negativity for you. As long as they are benevolent goddesses. I don't pray to Pratyangira. She's too fierce for me. I can't relate to her. I don't pray, but I honor her. I respect her. I've done fire rituals to her, but through Astroved, but I don't particularly pray to her. And you can also pray to, I don't know, maybe from other traditions, maybe Tara or Goddess Amaterasu has come into my consciousness thanks to Dr. Pillai, who said he visited her in Japan. And then other goddesses from other traditions like Egyptian tradition, Greek tradition, Roman tradition. I am into the mindset right now that I will honor all the goddesses as long as there are no demon goddesses. I'm not interested in those goddesses. I like the benevolent, loving goddesses, and so you can do that. So the 10th night, you can always, of course, when you pray to the divine, I like to take a shower, wear clean or new clothes, and dress nicely, and you can dance, you can listen to goddess chants or mantras. There are so many online. You can also, if you like that, you can chant to Goddess Radha, Jai Radha Ramana Haribol. Anything that reminds you that the divine archetype, the feminine, the sacred feminine has won the battle against the darkness. And so you can celebrate in so many ways. You can offer fruit, chocolates, light, incense to these goddesses. If you have a statue, you can use those. I have different statues of many goddesses. And so celebrate the way it resonates with you. Now I would like to tell you a little bit about the lunar phases. The mind and the moon are closely associated. So the moon itself is considered the mind principle. So everything that crosses our minds, it depends on the moon. Why? Also other planets, but primarily the moon. So the lunar phases, waxing, waning, more light, less light, eclipses, lunar eclipses, all that, they influence our minds very, very strongly. I'll give you an example of a not so good way the moon can influence you. For example, on the new moon, 2 days ago, on a Monday, the new moon becomes a very, very powerful, rather than powerful, more prominent in your mind. So a new moon on a Monday is a really new moon, and when the moon is dark, so the moon becomes very influential, and sometimes in not so good ways. For example, I noticed that during lunar eclipses, that there is some problem with the house, or there is a blackout, like bad connection with the internet. And in fact, on the new moon, we lost the internet for 5-6 hours, but not only the internet, like the phones didn't work, the computers didn't work, and the TV didn't work. So we were completely isolated. Strangely, only X, Elon Musk's platform, worked even without the Wi-Fi. I don't know, maybe it depends on satellites. I'm not a techie. I don't know very much about technology. So, and I noticed these things happen on a lunar eclipse also. So also the moon is associated with home and your happiness at home. And of course, if it's new moon and there's a problem, it affects your home life, right? The moon and the home are one and the same. So on a full moon, the other way around, you can get your wish fulfillment. For example, a book that had a lot of success that was published, one of my books published in May, received #1 bestseller in the US on a full moon. And during the energy of the full moon, just in between, but it was full moon energy. So these lunar phases have huge power to influence your events, your mind, your relationships. And the first moon of Durga, which is waxing moon, and it's already dedicated to Goddess Durga. It's not a very powerful moon because it's still dark after the new moon, which is it's pitch black. Then it starts getting a little light, right, on the first moon. And it's still not very strong for financial transactions or big projects that maybe you want to launch a project or a website, etc. So it's not a great moon to start projects. So what do? Generally, we pray to Durga. And during Navaratri, in fact, the first moon of Navaratri is dedicated to Goddess Durga. She can destroy all these, give you lots of strategies to destroy problems and obstacles in your life. So definitely pray to Durga. The second moon. So after destroying all these demons on the first night, the second night, so there's a little better energy, right? So the second moon is what? Shiva Parvati, and it's a powerful moon for finances because now the moon is getting more light and it's an auspicious lunar phase. And during the night, so Goddess Durga can remove all these problems in relationships and also in finances. You can ask her to destroy that negativity, the blockages in you that block these finances. However, we usually ask Goddess Lakshmi for that, but because it's a second moon, you can also do that, I believe. And still, whatever obstacle or whatever trouble you're having in life, ask Goddess Durga, because again, she's very fierce. She has all these weapons and she knows how to use them. And then the third moon is also very good, the Tritiya, and it can bring you wealth. So although I don't associate Durga with wealth, I believe the goddess can intervene on your behalf and destroy obstacles that bring wealth. Again, I consider Durga a problem buster. Okay, so I don't ask her for boons of wealth or something I want. I ask her to destroy the obstacles in the way of getting a great life with energy, motivation, joy. She brings joy. She's an expert of that. So whatever problem is troubling you, she will restore joy. How do you restore joy? By fixing the problem, right? So it's very hard to remain joyful when you're crying for one problem and the problem persists. Ideally, we want to be happy no matter what, for no reason at all. But it's not easy. That's why we seek a 200% life where we can have both. Then we have the fourth moon. The fourth moon is usually associated with Ganesha. Ganesha can remove the negativity from the fourth moon, which has inauspicious rays. But Ganesha can destroy those obstacles. And that's the first night of Goddess Lakshmi. So during this moon, the goddess will destroy the demons of poverty, right? And they are the most painful because Dr. Pillai said, no matter what your problem, if you have money, the problems will not be so severe. For example, if you just have a breakup, but you have money, you can travel, right? He says. So that's a good example of how money can fix the problem, at least temporarily. And Goddess Lakshmi is incredibly powerful at this time to remove these demons. Then the fifth moon of Lakshmi is also powerful for so many ways. The fifth moon, in our case, it's a lunar phase for goddesses in general, like Lalita, Tripura Sundari, but also all the goddesses, right? The Shaktis in the goddesses. So during this lunar phase, she can destroy maybe demons that cause unhappiness, because the fifth house, like fifth, and the fifth moon can also be associated with romance, right? The goddesses bring love. So she can destroy the demons that bring you unhappiness. And maybe those problems are affecting your relationships. I don't know. It happens in so many marriages. I hear that the fights are all about money. So the sixth moon is Shasti. Usually we associate this moon with Muruga. It's always a good time to become strong and battle those demons. So the goddess will become, I believe, even more ferocious on that night. And then the demons are gone. So now you can ask her for a big boon. and ask her for a miracle in wealth. And then the seventh moon is the god. Usually we associate the seventh moon with the sun god, and also with the sages of Vedic astrology. We invoke the Siddhas, or so Vishvamitra, other Maharishis, Satya Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, I mean. I'm very close to Shirdi Sai Baba for some reason. Also, I know that Dr. Pillai, the previous incarnation, was also at the consciousness of Shirdi Sai Baba. I've seen him in visions that way. And so this seventh moon will bring you a lot of wisdom, especially if you pray to Goddess Saraswati to remove ignorance. What is ignorance? Imaginings about how things are instead of wanting to see the truth, right? Satya Yuga means Satya is the word, Sanskrit word for truth. Once you see the truth of all kinds, what is worthy having, what is not worthy pursuing, and also the truth about your divinity, the truth about the meaning of life. There's so much. Also, who has been doing bad things in the world, who has been doing good things. And sometimes in our state of ignorance, we misunderstand that we see bad in the good and good in the bad. So she vanquishes those demons that make us completely confused. So she removes confusion. So the eighth moon is usually not a great lunar phase for anything, but the eighth house in Vedic astrology is associated with deep mysteries. So it's ruled by Scorpio. It's Scorpio, the natural eighth house. So mysteries, metaphysics, also I want to say everything that is hidden, like even the subconscious. So fears are very much associated with the eighth house and sudden events. Goddess Saraswati will shine her light, her Shakti, will fix all those fears, all those problems that make us confused, that make us unintelligent, because when we are in a perpetual state of anxiety and fear, we don't see the truth about things. So we forget our wisdom. And then the ninth moon. The ninth moon, I can guarantee you, is not a good moon for anything, except for strategies and praying to Goddess Saraswati. I never do anything important on the ninth moon, and the rare times I broke my rules, which is the rule of Vedic astrology, I lived to regret it. Things just didn't work out as well as I wanted them to. So you can pray to Goddess Saraswati on the ninth moon. So pray for her to strategize on your behalf and destroy the demons that are blocking you. Again, in various creative projects and also in your studies. She is the goddess of students, also the goddess of artists, the goddess of, again, the wise. The Siddhas pray to her for wisdom. Okay, so now we are at the ninth moon. As I already said, the 10th moon is always a very auspicious lunar phase, especially in Shukla Paksha, which means the brighter phase of the moon. I was born on that moon, the lunar phase. I love to study. I like to learn every second. So the 10th moon is also associated with success in your work. So if you want to improve your work, use this Vijaya Dashami. The goddesses have won, and now you can celebrate and start a new project on that day. Don't miss it because it's very powerful. And so to give you some dates, in the US, it starts on the 2nd. In Asia, no countries in Asia, I believe it starts on the 3rd of October. So 2nd of October in the US, I believe Mountain Time. Okay, so maybe you want to check the AstroVed calendar to see your time zone. But for example, on the East Coast, it starts on the 2nd of October. So that night, on the 2nd of October, that's the night when you want to pray to Durga. That's the first night. And it ends on the 12th. It's a Saturday. And I believe that's Vijaya Dashami. So let me check the calendar for you. It's a Saturday. I don't have the Astroved calendar, but I'm pretty sure it ends on a Saturday. So I hope this helps you to make your decisions and start praying to the goddess, enjoy her presence in your life, and don't do whatever you have to do alone. It's not worth, risking a failure or stress. Why? When we have the divine feminine that is ready to help us. And there are a lot of remedies you can do to the goddesses. Now, for major problems, I always order my remedies at Astroved. Yes, Dr. Pillai has empowered me to do fire rituals. I performed them also for Pillai Center at some point. But I always like to have specialists perform rituals on my behalf, and my children also sometimes. So you can order a lot of remedies. You'll find the rituals, the links down below this video. You can order them from Pillai Center or Astroved. So the Pillai Center links, I believe, are under this video. And I hope I answered your main questions about Navaratri. So I wish you a lot of good luck and lots of miracles during the time of the goddess. See you soon. Thank you.